Water is essential for life. If we don't have water within a good few days, we die, whereas we can go a long time without food. So let's take a look at humans and water. So when they examined a 70 kilo man, you can see here on the left, so 70 kilo was his entire weight, 42 kilo was water. We're made approximately of about 60% of water. So the guidelines government advise drinking 8 to 10 glasses per day. I advise most clients try to take in 2 litres across the day, and if somebody's doing a hell of a lot of exercise and if you're in a warm climate, you'll need up to about 3 litres. But stretch it across the day, as in drink throughout the day, not drinking 2 to 3 litres in one go, because that is not good for you. If you were to take a person, and we have a female example here, and take all the different systems out of them. So there you see the body, there's the skeleton, that's the second little image. And then you have the lymph system, and then you have the vascular system, the heart and all the veins and the blood vessels that carry your blood. Then you have the organs that are within it. Now, water is the lubricant in the body, so it keeps all of these things not bashing off one another. So it keeps the bits of the body bathed in interstitial fluid. So think about your saliva, your blood, your lymph, and your synovial fluid between your joints, like your knees and your elbows. That water is absolutely essential for the skeleton to be able to move. When we're hot, we sweat and that cools us down. And then digestion-wise, water helps to move food through your gut. So if you suffer from constipation, one of the first questions I'd say to somebody, or I'd ask somebody, is, do you drink enough water? It also helps the liver to detox, and it helps the kidneys to filter out waste. When we're eating and digesting and taking food across the gut barrier, the nutrients from the food will dissolve into water, and that allows for all of the essential nutrients for us to be absorbed. There's a look at a cell there. So if you look at everything at a cellular level within the human, you've got water outside the cell, but you also have water within the middle of the cell. And remember, that's where your new bits of you are made, your DNA, and they move through that water to be exported through the cell wall to go to wherever you need them. Now, water also helps your cells to communicate. So cells communicate to one another by secreting messages to one another, and they have to travel through the fluid to get to the other cell. So you could say the water is essential to help your cells to spot early cancer cells. Now, you're often, when you go into a restaurant, you're asked, would you like mineral water, would you like tap water, or would you like spring water? So it's kind of important to know what you're paying for. And here's an example of what a mineral water is. It's defined, that's Ballygown, by the way. It's defined as a water that can be distinguished from other types of water by its constant level and relative proportions of minerals and trace elements at the point of source. So the likes of Ballygown there says that what you get milligram per litre is 114 milligram of calcium, 16 milligram of magnesium, and so forth, what you see printed there. Okay. So it's then able to advertise its content, and that's what you're paying for. Spring water, it's not a mineral water. As long as it's clean, it's good, but you don't really know what nutrients you're getting from it. Now, an incredibly important source of clean water is fruit and vegetables, because they take the water in from the soil, but they filter it. So if you take the likes of a carrot is about 80% water. Now, how do you know if your water is clean? Well, you have the different organisations within each country, like the Environmental Protection Agency, and they're in charge of monitoring the quality of our water. And then you have the likes of Irish Water, and that takes action in case you have, a hole in a pipe or a leak somewhere. Then you have the HSE, who will advise the general public in terms of, you see even the messages that are up off the east coast of Dublin there, that there's certain bacteria in the water, right? They're always checking for, keeping the water clear, so they obviously chlorinate it, but what bacteria are in the water. They put out a notice every now and again about the trihalomethanes, which they're aware are in water here in Ireland, lead, pesticides, and water safety plans. So constantly checking during the heat wave and all that our supply of water in the reservoirs. And then that's what they ask us to do. You can see the infographic there. So tap water, it does have minerals in it, but we don't know minerals that are in it. You can seemingly check your area. There's a website link there on the quality of the water in your area, and you can just have a read there on trihalomethanes. That's a little small piece that was published by the HSE. You can get a home filtering system to clean your water. I use a very simple British jug. Not great really. It's granulated activated carbon, so it'll take that kind of taste of chlorine out of it, but it doesn't remove heavy metals from the water. A solid carbon block, it's a better option because it takes chlorine, bacteria and pesticides, but again, not the heavy metals. The best one, gold standard, is the reverse osmosis. It removes all contaminants, all minerals, so all the baddies, but all the goodies as well. It's expensive and it uses a lot of water and energy in order to clean your water, but that is the gold standard. Well, I should say the gold standard is distilled water, but you'll find that that's actually used to clean factory floors and that in places where a factory has to be extremely clean. So you can check your water supply to make sure that it is safe. Now, hunger can often be mixed up with thirst. So when you're losing weight with me, it's very important that you keep a check on how well hydrated you are. Thirst is a very, very strong signal. Now, what takes water out of our body? Well, caffeine does. So if you go into Europe, you'll tend to get a cup of coffee with a small little glass of water with it. So maybe that's a good habit to take on here at home in Ireland. The ketogenic diet, so if you're eating less than 20 gram of carb per day and even 50 gram, that takes a lot of water off your body. The kidneys will tend to lose more water, so make sure that you stay well hydrated. Hot water, exercise and sweating. Alcohol really dehydrates you, which is why you get the hangover with it, because the brain is dehydrated. And on the alcohol front, 1 in 8 breast cancers in Ireland are linked to alcohol, and rates are very high from mouth, esophageal and colon cancer also. So one thing especially to do when you're drinking alcohol is to stay well hydrated to allow cells to communicate. And then you can put water as well in between alcohol drinks. If you have had a period of time where you've done a lot of alcohol, you can help the body to sweat by using a sauna or by taking more exercise. So in summary, drink 2 litres of water per day across the day, and that bit more if it's warm or if you're exercising. It protects you. It does help you to